Healing. Healing. Healing has been lost from medicine. Healing is wholeness. We believe healing occurs in relationship, and relationship takes time, touch, and courage. We need your help in bringing healing back into medicine. Let me ask you a question. Tell me, how long does it take to fill an order at a fast food restaurant? Anyone?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Just triple this amount of time, and that's the average amount of time your physician gets to spend with you in an office visit. It's about 9 minutes. Both physicians and patients are burned out with this type of fast food medicine. Let me share something else with you. A recent survey published in a major medical journal just 3 weeks ago reported that almost 50% of the primary care physicians in this country are burned out. How does it impact us? This is a matter of serious concern, not only for physicians, but also for patients. Although I'm a physician, I feel it might be better to talk to you as a patient. Yes, I have been on the other side of the stethoscope. 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. My brain stopped. My whole world stopped at that point. I needed someone else's brain to help me make quick decisions, critical decisions, within the first 24 to 48 hours. Did I get that help? Of course I did. I had the best nurses, best technicians, scanners, computers, best doctors, overflowing with information, overwhelming me to the point where I could only scream and say, just stop! Just stop everything. Stop looking at my scans. I'm not going for my procedure tomorrow. I cried in my heart and realized what I also needed was the touch. My physicians, my very skilled physicians, had not had the time to touch me, physically or emotionally, as a person who not only had a body, but also had a mind and spirit and a family. So the point is, medicine is more than information that you can find in a book or in a computer. It resonates with both aspects of healing and of humanity. Touch, compassion, courage, listening, integrity, combined with the best scientific information, is what medicine is about. Today, my doctors believe the technology has cured me. I agree with that. I know that. But has the technology really healed me? No. I remain to be healed. So let's continue to value the science of medicine, but let's also cherish the art. But we only have less than 6 minutes left.
Let's talk about time. Time is a real issue for us in medicine. We have that 9 minutes, and that's it. That's the average national time that physicians have face-to-face with their patients. In preparation for this talk, we conducted a survey, and over 200 of you took the time to respond, and we appreciate that. When we ask you, what is reasonable to accomplish in 9 minutes or less, the top 2 answers were brushing your teeth and cleaning the toilet. That's about the time you have with your doctor. When we ask what is unreasonable to accomplish in 9 minutes, you mentioned back-to-school shopping and getting a haircut. Do we have a higher priority? More time is spent with those activities than with our physicians. And what happens if you need wholeness and healing with your physician? And what if that requires more than 9 minutes? I think that's where it takes courage. Winston Churchill once said that courage is what it takes to stand up and speak out. And he continued, but it is also what it takes to sit down and listen. As a family doctor dedicated to taking care of persons with disabilities, the majority of my patients either move a little more slowly or think a little more slowly than the average. Does this mean that healing and wholeness are not possible for these patients? No, it just means that it takes more time and it takes courage. Let me introduce you to Justin. Justin is a spunky teenager of mine. He has spina bifida. He's paralyzed from the waist down. And Justin has mustered up a lot of courage to come in for today's appointment. He wants to talk about two things. He wants to talk about joining the high school wrestling team, and he wants to talk about girls. Justin courageously tells me about his fears, his concerns, his ambitions and goals, his dreams. And I have information to give him in terms of the pros, the cons, the risks, and the benefits of both the wrestling team and of girls. Justin deserves that time. He deserves that time to come into his own as a new athlete and as a young lover. And I need the courage to sit and listen. Getting back to our survey, when we ask you, what do you think is a reasonable amount of time to spend with your primary care physician? The majority of you answered between 30 and 45 minutes. So we all know what is reasonable, but do we have that courage to get out there and expect it? The art and the science need to balance. But we're running out of time. Sorry, Dr. Debbie. Do you have time to talk about relationship?
We believe healing occurs in relationship, and relationship takes time, touch, and courage. Not connecting to a patient's heart during a visit harms not only the patient, but the physician as well, and does not create a healing environment. The sad truth is, we don't even often have those 9 minutes during a visit. I'd like to share a story with you. Years ago, as director of pediatrics of a busy clinic, I was often in charge of patient complaints. And one day, one of those complaints was about me. I remember the day well. I was very busy. I was called to the hospital, and I had 20 minutes to get over there. So in order not to burden my colleagues or make my patients wait, I was rushing as fast as I could to see as many patients as I could before I left. My last patient was a new patient, a 6-year-old with a simple ear infection. I diagnosed her, treated her appropriately, but her mom was still upset with the visit. And when I asked her why, she replied her daughter was getting better, and she thought my manner was kind and friendly, although a bit rushed. She could not quite articulate her disappointment. You, each of you, we all connect so differently. I know for myself, when I walk into a patient visit, I look directly at a child's face. I look for the light behind their eyes. I do not recall this little girl's face, and that is really rare for me. And that is why I know on this day, I did not take the time or create the space to connect during the visit. In rushing to get over to the hospital, I traded moments in order to get over in time, and I created basic treatment instead of creating a healing environment and starting a healing relationship. And what I sacrificed, what is most dear to me, I sacrificed my connection to my patient, and I ceased being the type of healer that we all strive to be. I am very thankful to that mom for having the time and taking the courage to remind me that relationship is at the core of healing. That is a lesson that I have carried with me in my heart for the last 15 years.
So we believe healing occurs in relationship, and relationship takes time, touch, and courage. You have heard us recite this mantra several times today. In medicine, connection is non-negotiable. It's in this connection where healing occurs. We are running out of time.
We're out of time, and unless we use every moment that we have with our physician until we can change the system, we will have more problems.
And today is a great day. We're at TED. We can take a stand. We can't change what has already begun, but together we can start now and create a new ending. We all believe the profession of medicine deserves this. What do each of you say?
We are out of time, we know that.
Now is the time to come together for change.